cover the topic of satellite cable. You can see samples in front of me here. The satellite cable we use is RG6 satellite cable, which is very much dominant within the market. Probably 95% of all cables sold falls into this specification. If you want to focus in here, we just have a stripped down piece of cable to show you what it consists of. We have a 1mm centre copper core in the centre. Outside of this, insulating it, we have a foam dielectric. Then we have an aluminium foil, and outside finally we have a woven copper shield, and outside of that we have a plastic coating on the outside to protect the cable. This type of cable is ideal for use with the connectors that are sold by TV Trade. So the example here would be of an F connector and also a coax connector. Now you can buy it in a range of different lengths and sizes, and the specification of the cable will be virtually identical in all cases. So the smallest length that you can buy a cable in is a 20-metre length of cable. It would be ideal for a single satellite installed for a free-to-air or for a Sky. If you're going to do a multi-room satellite install, you would need, I would suggest, a 50-metre length of cable to cover all eventualities. That's the next size up, and that would also be ideal for an aerial install. Above that, you can go for something like a 100-metre satellite cable. It comes in black and white. It's exactly the same specification as the shorter pieces here. These examples here are actually manufactured by Lab here, these two here. And this type of thing would be ideal if you were doing an aerial run to several rooms in the house, if you wanted to actually physically run cable to additional rooms, or if you're doing a satellite install to 3 or 4 rooms. The 250-metre roll of cable would normally be only bought by trade customers, but if you're wiring a house from the start to finish, this type of cable would be ideal, because 250 metres of cable would be quite a quantity of cable. You could probably wire from start to finish 8 rooms in a house with that length of cable. And the final example we have here is, which comes in both black and white, is a triax twin cable. So this again is RG6 cable, and if you want to focus in here, we have a small length that I've actually cut off. The cable is simply stuck together by the manufacturer, and it's used in situations where we're doing Sky Plus and HD installs. So rather than running 2 cables, you run down simply a single cable. So it's for neatness and for time saving when we use it. And if you want to pull the cable apart, you can see it's glued here. You can simply pull it like this. So it's very easy to separate the cables afterwards if you need a little bit of flexibility at the ends, and to use identical connectors to the other types of cable, and have more or less the same technical specifications. In terms of tacks and cables, for the single satellite cable, you can use either a black or a white 7mm tacks, which are sold on the TV Trade website. Or for the twin cables, you can use a 13mm tacks, which are ideal for using a single tack to pull together 2 pieces of cable. If you wanted to go for a higher spec of satellite cable than this, the next step up would be a TX100 or a CT100, which is considerably more expensive, has a lower level of loss, and would be used in situations such as apartment blocks when there's very, very long runs of cable. Or alternatively, a step above that again would be something like a CT165, which is a much thicker cable. You typically associate with companies like Chorus and that. It's used when they're wiring entire housing estates. The cable itself is about 10mm thick. It has very, very low levels of loss, but it's extremely expensive. So that just gives you a general overview and hopefully a guidance in when buying satellite cables, which would be the right type for you.